Hello and welcome back to Bioclass Bites. In this video, we are going to talk about the endocrine system. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Although viewed as a whole, the human body is actually made up of 10 different systems. Each of these systems plays a vital part in the health and well-being of the entire body. In this video, we are going to focus on the endocrine system. The endocrine system is made up of the endocrine glands and the hormones that they secrete. So endocrine glands are glands that secrete their products through the walls of the blood vessels directly into the blood. Okay, and then the blood will be the one to carry them to their destination or their target organs or cells. Hormones are the chemicals produced by the body which together with the nervous system control and regulate the functions of the body. So hormones are very important in maintaining and regulating homeostasis in the body. So the function of the endocrine system the functions are to control and regulate body processes and maintain homeostasis of the body. So these are the endocrine systems of the human body. So you have, let's start from the brain first. So you have the hypothalamus. This is the brain region that controls the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland secretes many hormones, some of which affect other glands. So this is like a master endocrine gland. So both of these are found in male and female brain. And then also, yeah, so downward, so you have the thyroid gland here and parathyroid gland, which affects metabolism and other things. Then parathyroid glands, which regulate the level of the calcium in the body. So both male and female bodies have that. And then adrenal glands, these are found on the above the kidneys. These help trigger the fight or flight response, adrenaline, so adrenal glands. So we both have that in male and female. And pancreas also, which regulates the level of sugar in the body. So this is found in the digestive system as well. So both of these are found in the male and female body. However, testes, the primary sex characteristics of males are only exclusive in male human bodies. So they secrete the male sex hormones. While ovaries, the primary sex characteristics in females are only found in females. They secrete the female sex hormones. I recommend that you watch this video entitled How Does Endocrine System Works? Made Easy Animation. So this will summarize everything that you need to know about the endocrine system. I will provide the link in the description below. So it was mentioned in the list of functions that the endocrine system is responsible in maintaining homeostasis of the body. So again, going back to our lesson on characteristics of life, all living things have the ability to regulate their body functions to ensure survival. So for the human body, the endocrine system is responsible for maintaining and regulating our body processes. So the other term for that regulation or maintaining of equilibrium is to maintain homeostasis. So that would include maintaining a homeostatic state in terms of temperature, not too hot that it feels as if we have a fever, or not too cold as if we might have hypothermia. So the normal human temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Another thing that the endocrine system maintains would be the amount of water that is retained in the body. So we need to have around 70% water. The endocrine system also monitors the red blood cell count, glucose level of the blood, sugar level of the blood, and a lot more. So homeostasis is the state of steady internal and physical chemical conditions maintained by all living systems. So this is a characteristic of all living things. So homeostasis is only possible in our body because we have an efficient, and if we are healthy, we have an efficient endocrine system that has a control mechanism that makes sure that our body maintains a stable internal environment. Okay? Stable internal environment, all to ensure the survival of the body or of the organism. So these are the tasks of the major endocrine glands. This is how they perform their work. So again, we have reviewed the parts. So this is what they do. The body receives information from the environment through the sense organs. So we've talked about this through the peripheral nervous system. Then it is relayed into the central nervous system, into the brain, where it is processed, and the correct response will be analyzed. After that, after analysis, the response will be sent from the nervous system through the nerves through the nerves to the body organs for appropriate response that ensures our survival. Okay, so the major endocrine glands work hand in hand with the nervous system, receive information, process in the brain, then send appropriate response for survival. So examples of those hormones are the following. So this column shows us the names of the major glands. This column shows us the hormones and their function. So there's no need really for you to memorize all of this. I just want you to know that these are just some of the hormones that we have in the body. So let's look at them one by one. So from the pineal gland, it secretes the hormone melatonin. So this hormone is responsible for the daily or seasonal rhythms um, and other conditions, for example, sleeping and breathing. So melatonin is the reason why we wake up when it's supposed to wake up. Okay. So and if you notice, most of the hormones actually end in IN. It means that it is a type of protein. Okay, a type of protein. From the hypothalamus, it secretes hormones released by the posterior pituitary and anterior pituitary glands. So the hypothalamus is that region of the brain. So we will see more of this as we go along. So yun na. So from the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, the posterior lobe secretes the hormone oxytocin, which controls the contraction of the smooth muscles of the uterus and the mammary glands. So this is mostly present in the female reproductive system for giving birth and lactation. Vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone promotes retention of water by the kidneys, secreted by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Still in the pituitary gland, but the anterior lobe, you have your growth hormone or somatotropin, stimulates growth, especially of the skeleton, and it also regulates metabolism. Then you have TSH, thyroid stimulating hormones, regulates the activity of the thyroid gland, which is another endocrine gland, and adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete glucocorticoids. Continuation, prolactin in human females stimulates the mammary glands to produce milk. Follicle stimulating hormone regulates follicle formation in the ovary and sperm formation in males in their testes. Luteinizing hormone stimulates the ovaries and testes. So this we will learn more about this too when we go to the reproductive systems. Then the middle lobe of the pituitary gland secretes the melanocyte-stimulating hormone, which increases the production of the skin pigment melanin. So the more melanocyte-stimulating hormone you have, the more melanin pigment you have, the darker your skin is. Okay? Then a thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine. These are important hormones in metabolic rates. Okay, so that's the breakdown of food, control other metabolic processes, physical growth, and mental growth. And calcitonin lowers blood calcium level. So all of those are important. And the parathyroid hormone or parathormone raises the blood calcium level. So calcitonin is the hormone that lowers the blood calcium level. PTH raises the blood calcium level. So if you still remember, they need to maintain homeostasis. From the thymus, you have the hormone thymosin, stimulates the T cells or the antibodies. So if you have problems with your thyroid, parathyroid, and thymus, So their functions will also be impaired. Okay, so you have to take artificial hormones or you have to undergo medication to maintain their stable processes. Then adrenal gland, which is found on top of the kidneys, releases glucocorticoids, which increase the blood glucose, and mineral corticoids, which promotes reabsorption of sodium and excretion of potassium in kidneys. Then a small amount of androgen, which is important in the development of secondary sex characteristics in females. Adrenal medulla, still part of the adrenal gland. Epinephrine, which is the adrenaline, and noradrenaline. These are your fight or flight hormones. It constricts the blood vessels to increase blood pressure so that you'll be able to supply oxygen to the much needed areas of your body. And pancreas, this is also part of the digestive system, and together with the endocrine system, it secretes the hormone insulin, which controls the transformation of glucose into liver glycogen. So we have an example for this later. Still from your pancreas, so you have glucagon. So if insulin transforms sugar to glycogen, so it lowers the sugar level. Glucagon is the opposite. It transforms glycogen to sugar, to glucose, to raise the blood sugar or glucose level. Then it also secretes somatostatin, which inhibits the secretion of both insulin and glucagon from the pancreas. Testes, aside from being a primary sex organ in in males, it also secretes male hormones, androgen, testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, and androstenedione. It controls sperm formation as well as the development and maintenance of the male secondary sex characteristics. Females, we have ovaries. So it secretes the hormones estrogen, beta-estradiol, estrone, and estriol. They stimulate the growth of the uterine lining, control development and maintenance of female secondary sex characteristics. So, and progesterone, which stimulates the growth of the uterine lining. So we will learn more about this under the reproductive system. Then stomach and upper intestine secretes gastrin, which stimulates the secretion of gastric juices, and secretin, secretion of pancreatic juices by the pancreatic glands. So these are just some of the hormones and their functions in the body. So I recommend that you watch this TED-Ed video, How Do Your Hormones Work? So that you'll understand better and appreciate better how the endocrine glands maintain homeostasis in the body. I'll provide the link in the description below. So these are some interesting facts about hormones. They act in very small amounts. Okay, so just small amounts, molecular amount. So an increase and decrease in amount, in hormone amount, may actually result in body disorder. So they just act in small amount. They are secreted by ductless endocrine glands. It means that they do not have vessels. They do not have their own blood vessels or endocrine vessels. They just go directly into the blood. Okay, so they ride with the red blood cells, with the blood tissue, and until they reach their target organs. They may be proteins, peptides, amines, or steroids. So if it usually ends in IN, melatonin, keratin, such words like that, melanin, melatonin, all that, gastrin, those are proteins. Some hormones may have targets. Some may affect most tissues of the body. Some affects only a few targets. So they have actually a very delicate job, and they need to actually reach their target organs or tissues. Some hormones affect other endocrine glands. For example, the master gland, pituitary gland, affects other endocrine glands. And the hormones function closely with the nervous system. So let's look at two examples of how hormones play a role in homeostasis. So in this example, a girl chooses a serving of spaghetti, cake, ice cream, and a bottle of soft drink. So as you can see, her meal has a high level of sugar from the pasta spaghetti, from the cake, ice cream, and then a carbonated drink. So what will happen? The level of her blood glucose may rise beyond normal after eating. So rise beyond normal. So this is not okay. So we need homeostasis, we need balance, we need normal. The hypothalamus will detect the situation and send out appropriate signals. So the target will be the pancreas. So the pancreas will receive the information and it is stimulated to release the hormone insulin into the bloodstream. So the insulin will now cause the liver to transform the sugar in her blood into glycogen. So it will not be a pure sugar molecule anymore and store up in its tissues. While the muscles and other tissues take up the additional glucose. So they remove the excess glucose from the blood. Therefore, the blood glucose level will now goes down to normal, and then the pancreas will stop releasing extra insulin. So eat a very sugary meal, rise in blood sugar level, then these actions will happen so that at the end, the blood sugar level will return back to normal. Here is another example. Now, this is the opposite of the first one. A boy playing a basketball during noontime missed his lunch. So that was the situation. So because of that unexpected activity, his body uses up the reserve sugars in his blood. So the level of his blood glucose may drop below normal. So again, below normal is not good because we want homeostasis. So this will cause the hypothalamus to detect the situation and send out appropriate signals. So this time, the pancreas will be triggered or stimulated to release the hormone glucagon, which will tell the liver to transform its stored glycogen into glucose. So the opposite of what happened with the girl. So here, instead of glucose to glycogen, the liver will transform stored glycogen into glucose and release it into the blood. So now, the below normal blood glucose in the beginning will now return to normal, and then eventually the pancreas stops releasing extra glucagon. So these are two examples of how hormones maintain homeostasis in the body. So there's a lot more: temperature, calcium level, phosphorus level, body functions, metabolic processes, and all that. So this is quite an easy pop quiz. No? We've seen several illustrations of the endocrine system. So let's try to see if we still remember. So number 1 is your pituitary gland. 2, thyroid gland. Below that, 3, the parathyroid glands. Then on top of your kidneys are your adrenal glands. 5, pancreas. And 6, found in females only, ovaries. 7 is your pineal gland. 8, hypothalamus. And 9, in males only, testes. To learn more about the diseases of the human body, particularly of the endocrine system, I recommend that you check out this lecture PDFs from the online library. I'll provide the link in the description below. That ends our video. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Till next time, goodbye.